Hi, I'm Jon Landau. Most people might know me as the producer of Avatar and the motion picture Titanic. But there's another whole group of people who know me as Coach Landau. Before I was a producer, I was a high school coach for more than 4 years. The value of doing that, the value of working with kids and what the sports programs in schools means to kids, it's invaluable. And I speak from personal experience both as a coach and as a player. The lessons that I learned throughout my career as an athlete are lessons I apply to everyday life, my life and my family, my life in business. To have these things be taken out of the school system will be a tragic loss to future generations. We can't let that happen. The Upper Keys Foundation is looking for your help to help us make this a reality, where sports programs can stay in the school and help the communities with which they're in. This way, everybody wins. I'm a proud member of the Upper Keys Foundation Advisory Board. We're looking to you to help us improve the lives of children here in the Keys and to keep the athletic programs alive. I heard recently, and I think it's a great philosophy on how to live your life, which is don't give until it hurts. Give until it feels good. What coaches of today are doing, they are working with the future of our country. And it is the influence that they put on them that will reflect later in life. I can't tell you how many times I think back to when I was a player and things coaches said to me. One of the things I'll always remember was my first varsity football game. I was a freshman. I was lucky enough to be starting on a pretty big team up in New York. And the coach came up to me before the game and said, "John, are you nervous?" I was a little unsure how to answer the question. They said, "Yes, I'm nervous." And he quickly said, "Good. Because when you stop being nervous, it means you stop caring." And I've always tried to live my life. It doesn't mean you worry. You be nervous because you care, you know? And people ask me about that on movies. They say, you know, are you nervous how the movie does? You know, I said, I'm nervous. I'm not worried, but I'm nervous. And it motivates me to do everything I can. And that's a lesson I learned, from, when I was playing. And one of my big thrills these days is when I get a call from somebody, and they say to me, "Coach Landau." And that's how they start the phone call, because that's how they think of me. "Coach Landau, I saw you at the Oscars. Coach Landau, I just want to congratulate you. Coach Landau." And I just think that's so great when that happens. And not only did I coach, in high school, but as my kids were growing up, I coached, and with them, they experienced it in a whole different light, and it was really great. I've never had anybody ever call me Mr. I always say that was reserved for my father. But to call me Coach, that's a great time. So for me, education has always gone beyond the academic classroom. And I think sometimes the budget hunters don't understand that. What we are doing is we are training people and preparing them for life. And what we do in sports, what we do in the arts, it's working and exercising people's minds and bodies in other ways. You can't articulate specifically how it's going to be used later in life, but it's the foundation from which lives and careers will be built. I will tell you, I was never the biggest person, I was never the fastest person, but I applied my head to the sports I played, and it put me at a different level. And it exercised that, and that's what I think about when I go to work. It's using those same muscles. This is the muscle that you will use throughout your life. This is the heart which you will apply to the people around you and the community you're in. Sports works both of those things. I've gone to a couple of colleges and spoken to MBA programs, undergraduate programs. Even I spoke to 23 of the top executives at General Electric a little while ago. And I closed by talking about failure. And talking about failure has to be an option, but fear cannot be. Because when you try something you have to be able to live from failure, learn from it, and rise from it. If you're afraid to fail, you'll never have that opportunity. And I think that what I also found from sports in my life is that you cannot plan your life. You have to be prepared to walk whatever path life leads in front of you. And you might hop to the left, you might hop to the right, and sports prepares you for that. It prepares you to adapt, to adjust, but to still not lose sight of your goals and to move forward. Everybody's going to be a professional at some point. You might not be a professional athlete, but you're going to be a professional whatever you do, and whatever you can do to prepare people and to understand that you are a part of something, and your actions have an impact on those around you and the world around you. It will make you then think about your actions before you take them. And a sports program teaches people that. Teaches people to think that way, not for the game they're playing on Friday night or Thursday night or the swim meet, but for when they're in a situation with their family down the road, when they're in a situation with their community, when they're in a situation with a stranger. What are those decisions, and how will it impact, and how do you make the right decisions?